Alright, what up guys? Today we're playing some Morrowind, and today we're going to be talking all about moonsugar. What it is, what to do with it, and also, of course, skooma. Can't forget skooma. So for anybody who's wondering what moonsugar is, what to do with it, it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. It is essentially the crack cocaine of the Elder Scrolls universe, and I think it shows up in pretty much every Elder Scrolls game, at least after Morrowind. So in some form or another, you either have moonsugar or you have skooma, right? And there's multiple things you can do with it, of course. As you can see, it is an alchemy ingredient, so you can actually use the thing for alchemy. You could also just consume it on its own for some fortify speed. Might as well unlock all these effects here real quick. So anyways, it fortifies your speed, but of course, it also drains your endurance and drains your luck. It also casts Dispel, which I think removes any spells that are cast on you. I don't quite remember what Dispel does, but essentially it does what you would expect crack cocaine to do. Fortifies your speed, it kind of drains your endurance and your luck a little bit, because you're going to be tired after going on a crack binge, that's for sure. Now Caius Casades here is a master of moonsugar and skooma, so as you can see here, he's got his own skooma pipe under here, which you can use to consume your skooma, which actually isn't true. This is actually just basically an artifact. I think it's actually used as a, I don't like you staring at me like that, bro. I just don't. It's a alchemy apparatus, if I remember correctly. He does get mad if you steal this, so this isn't gonna go well. Yeah, he's not happy about that, so we're gonna get out of here. As you can see here, you take the skooma pipe. If you equip a skooma pipe, it's literally just the same as using, I think it takes the place of an alembic. I think that's the only thing it can replace, if I remember correctly. As far as alembics go, a good skooma pipe is basically just a really terrible alembic. But we're not really worried about the skooma pipe. We're worried about the moonsugar and the skooma. What exactly do you do with it? What are the upsides and downsides of having it? So we're just gonna go get some more moonsugar and skooma real quick, and I know just the place for that. But as you can imagine, moonsugar is as illegal as you would expect it to be for something that is the crack cocaine of the Elder Scrolls universe. So while it is somewhat abundant around these parts, there's not a whole lot you can do with it because of its legal status. However, that doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do with it. Yeah, we got all sorts of moonsugar. So yeah, obviously it's worth 50 gold a piece, which is actually pretty decent for an alchemy ingredient. But the skooma is going to be the real trick here. Skooma is worth 500 gold each, and it has largely the same effects as the moonsugar itself, but on top of the fortify speed, you get fortify strength as well. And instead of draining your endurance and your luck, it drains your agility and your intelligence. Pretty much the same thing, but like different. Drains some stuff, fortifies some stuff. It's a drug, you know, it's bad for you, but it definitely has some effects that are desirable, right? Once you have an inventory full of drugs, you will notice that people treat you a little bit differently, but not all people. This person doesn't seem to care. As far as just normal people around the world care, not many people usually care if you have moonsugar or skooma, but you'll notice that if you go to barter with somebody, even somebody like Arisle, who has a very high disposition with us, he will refuse service. He says, you will have to get rid of that moonsugar if you want any services from me. I don't want any trouble. Bribe him up to 100. I still don't think, yeah, he's still like, no, I don't care how good of friends we are. You got that moonsugar, it's a no-go from me, right? And this also applies to the skooma. If you drop all the moonsugar, he'll say the same thing, but with the skooma, I'm not going to buy that skooma from you. Get rid of it, and then we can trade, right? So you may be wondering, if you can't talk to shopkeepers, how exactly do I get rid of this stuff? Kind of sounds like my only option is to take these drugs. Well, you're in luck, because there is actually a way to get rid of this stuff. There's a couple ways, and one of them is a little bit better than the other. Your main goal here is to find a Khajiit. See, Khajiits love their moonsugar and their skooma, so you're not going to have any problems whatsoever selling this stuff to a Khajiit. Which, by the way, you will notice that the travel people, they don't seem to care too much about the moonsugar and the skooma. It seems to mostly just be anybody that assumes you might want to sell it to them. They're just like, no, not happening. Go away, right? Well, so anyways, we're going to find ourselves a Khajiit trader, which isn't too hard to find. There's a lot of Khajiit traders, but there is one here in Balmora, right next to the guilds, and he will not only trade with you when you're holding moonsugar, but he will actually buy all your moonsugar. As you can see here, 50 moonsugar for 571 gold. Easy way to get rid of it. You can literally just sell it to any Khajiit who is a trader. But things get a little bit different with the skooma. Now you can trade the skooma to him. There's nothing stopping you from selling the skooma to him, right? You'll notice that you only get about half the value, actually less than half the value for your skooma. So it's really not worth selling it here, because there's a better place you can sell potions. And even though this is a drug, it does count as a potion. So if you aren't familiar However, with the Scamp Trader, that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going to the Scamp Trader and selling him the Skooma potions like we would be selling him alchemy potions if we were doing the alchemy exploit, right? So if you don't know where the Scamp Trader is, he's in Caldera. The easiest way to get here is from the Guild of Mages. Now, interestingly, I don't know if the Skooma pipe makes a difference or not. I might actually want to go back and test that. But for those who aren't familiar with the Scamp Trader, his name is Creeper. He will actually buy anything you sell him for its complete total value. No haggling required. If it's worth 500, he buys it for 500. However, there are a few items he can't buy. He will not buy ingredients, which is why we had to sell the moonsugar to a Khajiit trader, because we cannot sell it to the Creeper. But he will buy scrolls, I believe. Yeah, he will buy magic items. He'll buy scrolls. He'll buy potions. He'll buy apparel. He'll buy weapons. Yeah, you'll see Skooma's worth 500. You can sell it for 500. You can sell both of them for 1,000. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's what you do with Skooma. Now, obviously, that's how you get rid of this stuff. But there's another way you can get rid of it, too. Obviously, you can just take the Skooma, right? Skooma is actually a player favorite for enhancement. Because of the nature of potions in Morrowind, you can just take infinite amounts of potions, and the potion effects will keep stacking. They just keep adding onto each other and adding onto each other. So, however much Skooma you have, like, that's how much strength you can give yourself. Like, 20 points of speed and strength per Skooma, 60 extra points of strength and speed, right? So if you get to the point of having a whole bunch of this stuff stacked up, like, you can really use this stuff to get some pretty crazy effects going on. So you can see your strength 57, speed 100. I do this, all of a sudden strength 117, speed 160, but your agility goes down to 0, your intelligence goes down to 0. Not super great, but you know, at least you got the strength and speed, right? And now we're really fast. I want to see if the trader will avoid me just for having the Skooma pipe with me, because I actually don't know if that's a thing or not. Well, he doesn't seem to care about the Skooma pipe. I wonder if I could sell it to him. That'd be crazy. Wow, he'll actually buy a Skooma pipe from me, which is pretty absurd considering he won't even do business with his best friend if he's got even the smallest amount of moon sugar on him. But he will gladly buy a Skooma pipe from you. So yeah, Skooma pipes are perfectly okay. Other than that, if you have moon sugar, you can use it as an alchemical ingredient. It's kind of a waste because you can't actually refine moon sugar into Skooma in this game. You can just find them as two separate things. So yeah, you can either just like eat the moon sugar and get the speed boost, or you can make other speed potions out of it or whatever. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot you can do with the moon sugar other than sell it to Khajiits. And then of course, anytime you find Skooma, that's just a 500 gold potion that you can sell to the Creeper. Or as you've seen, it's also a pretty massively powerful potion too. So if you're ever going into a tough battle, you could just chug a bunch of Skooma potions and you're pretty much good to go. However, it is worth noting that there are technically better options for doing that, like Grief or Matza or whatever the hell. Fortify Strength for 20 points, and it actually does everything exactly the same as Skooma, except for it doesn't have the Fortify Speed, it just has the Fortify Strength. Grief is also Fortify Strength, slightly less downsides than the Matse. There's Flynn, Fortify Willpower and Strength. Sujamma, Fortify Strength 50 points. It's even better. So yeah, there's other options for fortifying your strength. And obviously, like, the Sujamma is only worth 30 gold. So I mean, it's a lot easier to get a whole bunch of Sujamma than it is to get a whole bunch of Skooma. So in my opinion, the Skooma is not entirely worth taking. If it's all you have on you and like you need something real quick for a fight, sure, go ahead. But as far as like something to like stock up on for like going crazy in battles, something like Sujamma is going to be a much better option, just cost efficiency wise. But you know, you can still use Skooma, right? But yeah, that is your masterclass on moon sugar and Skooma, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, what you should do with it, and all that stuff. Hope this video was helpful for somebody. If it was, make sure to leave a like, definitely helps me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it useful, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show the algorithm some love and hit that like button for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all my latest gaming content. Of course, for as little as 99 cents a month, you can become a channel member and help support the channel monetarily. On that note, I'd like to give a special shout out to my active channel members. Thank you all for your continued support. It is definitely greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.